Hey there, it's Boots Owen here. This is a Volkswagen Golf, which is my new car. It's about 17, 16 years old, but doesn't have a reversing sensor, and I fitted one in the van that I had before, and I thought they were a great thing. So this, I think, goes up in the front. I don't know if I need to use that, but these are the sensors here. There's 4 of them, and I got silver sensors to match the car. I'll put a link below to Amazon to where these sensors come from, but basically all I do is I drill a hole in the bumper with the little hole saw that comes in the kit, or I might have another one. Yeah, that'll do it. It's a pretty rough edge actually. I might have a better one than that. But you drill a little hole, push the sensor in, wire it through to this unit, and this unit piggybacks off the lights that run the reversing bulb. So the reversing bulb is here, I think. I don't know if there's one. There should be one on each side. So I might just check that they work, put the car in reverse and just check that the lights come on. I've taken all the stuff out of the boot, all of the flat panels, just so that I can get in here, and I've opened up these 2 doors on each side. I guess if you've got a different type of car, this is an estate car or a variant model, it might be different, but there's little rubber seals there, so you might be able to come up through one of those, and I'm going to hide the unit in here. This thing I think goes all the way up to the front and just gives you kind of a rough distance, but if I recall from the van, you could put it on the dashboard or something like that. If I recall from the van, the beep's enough. Once it starts beeping, you know where you are. Let's have a look at these instructions here. Yeah, simple as that. So you put the monitor, that's the thing I was talking about, up on the dashboard. You can get ones with 8 sensors or 4. I got the one with 4 sensors. So it's just the back is all I'm going to do. So I'll look at my wiring and check that the lights are working, and then get the unit fitted and get the little things drilled out. I've just put the car in reverse, and you can see there's a light on the left there and a light on the right. They're both on. So we can do it on either side. That's excellent. Good start. Okay, so in here behind the lights is the light cluster, and to get that out, you pull this little tab and pop it. So I'm pushing the red away from me and the black towards me, and then the light cluster just pops out. And here on the bottom, this is the reversing one that we saw earlier on, because it's the bottom on this side. So this is the bulb. If I lift the bulb out, the center of the bulb here goes to over here, and the outside goes to over here. So I believe the center is the positive and the outside is the negative. So I just need to connect onto here and here, or wherever those wires are connected to further up. I can probably do it just by wrapping the cord around on the bulb if I want to be really creative with it. But you can see it's this one here and this one here. So however I do that, I think all the outside is negative because it goes to the outside of all the bulbs, and then the center is this one here, which goes to over here, which goes to the cable on the right, which is blue and black. So I might be able to just hook it in there. So if I pull this connector out, I might have done it this way before. So the negative is the outside one here, which is the second one in. And the one for the reversing bulb is this one here, which is this one, which is the most right-hand side, most left-hand side one. So it's this one over here. So I think I've done before is I've just folded the wires in there and then back out again so that they connect, and that should work actually, I think, in this case. So what I'll do is I'll strip the ends on this cable and just fold them in. I'll show you that later when I get around to doing it. What I want to do next is the most awkward bit from my point of view, and that's to mark out the location of the sensors on the bumper and drill the holes. I've got the drill ready to go. I think I'm going to come down a couple of inches and then over a certain distance from each side so it looks a bit symmetrical. So come down a couple of inches, and then what's that, over about 4 from this little groove. So from that bit here, it's 4 inches over, and then down to is about here. Yeah, that's spot on. Measure over 48 actually, it's pretty close on. So then I want one every foot. No, it's not quite right. Every 18 inches. No, that's not right either. Every 16 inches. 48. Let's put one there at 16. One over here at 32. And then drop this down 2 inches so that they're all at the same height. And then over here, drop that down 2 inches. Right, then I'll drill it out. Now, so this is the drill that it came with, and this is the drill that I had from before, and it looks to be a bit neater. They're both the same size as far as I can tell. This is the new one, it's 22mm, and this is the old one, and it's slightly over, no it's not, it's 22 as well. It's 22, and this one is 22 because the tips are all bent out a bit, so I'll use the old one. It looks like a nicer drill bit to me. And somehow we drill this in, we have to figure out how to get the wires then up to the unit inside, wherever I put it. Bye bye car. Simple as that. And oh, there's great, there's a bit of space in there, so we should be able to pull the wires quite easily. Just pull that little plug off, that's the bit cut out, and then do it again. So there's a bit of muck on the thing here, and there's a bit of a flare there now from a bit of a, what was it, a burr. So I'll just get a Stanley knife and scrape that. Remove that burr. I'll tidy up the other ones as well. That one's actually pretty good. I'm not going to touch that. Don't know what makes the difference there. Don't know what's making it worse. One's got a bit of a burr on it. Just with the rag, give it a bit of a polish. Now somehow we have to get the wires all the way across and up in there. So there are 3 little M8 screws on the inside, or nuts, and they just hold the light cluster in place. It should just slide out, I hope. Yeah, there it is. Something loose in there. Bit of an old bulb. Have to go in the bin. And now with that removed, that's great. I can get straight in. So I can get a path from here. I can just feel it with my finger from above. That's perfect. So then somehow I've got to bring these wires across from one side to the other. So I've fished the cable in, and I've got the hook coming out the other end, and I just hook the wire onto it, and hopefully that'll pull it across. Need to be gentle. There we go. Okay, that's one end. So then if I pull all of that through, leave that hanging out. So I'll just leave that hanging out for now. And then the next one, I think I got lucky by going just 2 inches down, because it seems that the top space here on this Volkswagen Golf is all just void, and then there's a metal bumper bar right underneath that. So if I'd gone down a bit further, it'd be a nightmare. So by doing it up near the top, that's all right. That was just good luck really in this case. So I've got the second unit. I've got to get this piece of wire across. Curve on the end of it there so it follows the plastic. There it is. You see that coming through? Yeah. Now I've got to hook this wire in and my new wire. Tail end of both of them. Hook that in. There we go. So this one is the one from the far side, and then this one is the one from here. This has proven a lot easier than I thought. I think I remember on the van I did it lower down or something, or it was a different, the bumper had a load of kind of filler material, padding material in behind it, and you had to go underneath that. Made it a bit more difficult. Alright, so hook this through. go. And to put it in the end, really. You could do them one at a time, but I think if I can do all three together this time, that'll be it then. So I'll put them all into the curve of the wire together, hook them on, pull them all through. Kind of want to try and keep tension on. There we go, 3 out. That's excellent, that's worked very well. Now, what I can do here is put them straight up. So just by reaching in there, I can hook that wire. If you can see that. Hook that wire down from above. Let's get a better view. So I'm working up above here with the wire. I'll hook it in. Just pull it straight up. I can actually fit my hand right in there anyways. I don't really need the wire in this case, but if you had a bigger hand and the edge of it is a bit sharp. Right, so there's 3 wires up. So they give you loads of spare cable because these are designed to fit any car. I reach in this time with my hand above and then just feed the wire in. Now this is how these go. You just set them with the hood, I think, up on top and just snap them in, and they just sit there. They don't do any more than that. Okay, so now I've got 4 cables. They could drill a hole, but I think if I just crush them against the gasket, it'll be okay. So I'm just feeding them all straight in like that, and I'll put the lights back on. What I might do is put a bit of tape over the edge here just to protect them a little bit. So I know that the proper thing to do here would be to put a bit of a hole somewhere further down. A bit of insulating tape there. You put a hole further down and put a grommet in, do it like that. That'll be the right way, but I don't think I want to drill a hole in the car because that creates a spot for corrosion. I'm putting three bits of tape here. Creates a spot for corrosion and I don't want that. So that's them like that. And there's space in behind that I can hide all the wires in there as well. So then looking once again up at the light cluster, there's 1, 2, 3 holes. That's the unit there, I think. So it goes in, just fits in on the back of the cluster, and that'll squeeze up nicely, I think. And then I'm just using a nut driver like this to tighten them up. Right then, let's get to fitting this sensor together. Is there instructions on side to side? D is the furthest one away, which will correspond to my marking number 1. Okay, so that's number 1. And it's easy enough actually because the cables are all the right length as I pick them up. So this one should be number 2. They only go in one way up. It's number 3. And the last one's number 4. Okay. So that's that bit of the unit wired. We have to step inside. So what I'm going to do is get a bunch of the wires from there, about a foot of wire, and then take the rest and ball them up as neat as I can, like that. And get a twisty around them if I can get one to fit. I'll put another one on just because I've got it here. And tuck that in. So then next up is this red wire. So I've got this cable stripper here, and you could use a penknife. The black to go to ground. And the red to go to live, or reversing light. So then the connector's in here, and if I remember how to do this now. Okay, there's my reversing light. Ground is the one furthest on the right in this case, because it's only a 5 connector. They're very fine cables. This runs off a very low current, I think. It's 12 volts, but it's a very low current. So what I'm going to do is just open this up with the screwdriver, if I can. Folding the tip of it over the screwdriver and then push it in with a wiggle. Hopefully I'll leave it there whenever it pulls out the screwdriver. Yeah, that would work. Now, which was the other one? The center was the one furthest over to the left, I think. I've put in the wrong one. It's not the right one. It's the second, so it's actually this one because there's a blank one. So do that again. It would be easier to cut the wiring on your car and put in a little connector with a little strip connector. I think I did that in the van. But the issue you have then is you've damaged your vehicle. It's not gone in, has it? No. Of course, you've just drilled holes in the bumper and the bodywork, so what difference does it make? That's that one, and then this one's got to go in over here. Now, this should all get pinched together whenever I clip it in like this. Hopefully they're tight in. So what I'll do is I'll plug this power in here now, and then I'll put the monitor, whenever it's done, I'll put the monitor in here. I'm hoping this monitor beeps, or maybe there's a beep inside in the sensor. Put the car in reverse and walk past it, and it should work now. So it's beeped quite a bit. I'm just pushing the sensors in because they were all pointing towards the ground, and that meant that they wouldn't position. So that's it in its active mode with the reverse light on. So that's me using my hand. Let me show you this. It's difficult to do. So I'm out here. It's just beeping. And as I get closer, I'm now about 300 mil, it's beeping fully. If I walk back, it's beeping fast. A meter, it's beeping slow. And then it stops when I'm about a meter out. And then comes on again as I get closer. So that's a success. It's obviously wired in, so I'll put the light cluster back and wrap up. One thing will be difficult to see, but I've melted the plastic carpet just from letting the bulb rest on it whenever I was doing that test. There. The cable is just coming out like this now with this sensor on it, so I think I'll maybe tuck it in up high somewhere so that I can hear it. I don't really want to see it, although maybe it's useful, I don't know. So what I've actually done is I haven't finished it down the back there yet, but I've just been pulling the wire, and you can just tuck it in. Up here the sun's not looking great, but you can just tuck it in over the trim there. So it says I'm 0.6. I'm probably 0.6 away from something. Let's see what it's... let's see what it's doing. Yeah, there's those bike wheels over there, so they're a little bit close probably to test it correctly. I might have to take it out and give it a spin or something. So it stops once you stop moving, but if I walk past it, it'll beep again. And the beeping's coming out of this little thing up here. So yeah, you really need that up the front, but that's handy to have. Happy enough with that. So I've been pushing it in. I'm further back in the car now, difficult to see with the light. And I'm going to need two hands to do it, but if you just get your fingers in and pull that forward slightly, you can tuck the wire in all the way down, and then it just disappears. I'll make a better job of it off camera. I'm a bit stuck here because I don't really know where to bring it across to here. I'm not so happy about this, but that's going to be the way it is for now. I could maybe try and bring it up here and out here and over. It's a job for another day. But yeah, I've just pushed that in there now. It pulls it out a bit, but that'll roll up over time. All the way down the front there and along the front to here. It looks a bit crap, but get a bit of tape or something and just like, might just actually just leave it pushed in there now and see how it does. So there you have it. Pretty easy. If I was doing it again, I'd just push them up slightly because the metal bumper underneath affects where they are, and that they don't sit in as tight as they could. They're like, I'm being fussy there because they're right in tight, but you could put them up half an inch higher. The wiring, the hook worked really well. Wiring it into the little control board in there for the lights, that worked out okay. The wiring there is a bit of a mess, but I could make a better job of that if I wanted. And then in the front, right up there, that little dash thing, it's fine, it'll just sit up there now. If I was ordering it again, I'd take a bit of time to get the one that just has the beeper, because I would leave all that inside and you just listen for the beep. I don't really need to see that little display, it's just a gimmick. Like I say, I'll post a link below so you can pick it up as well. Just choose which one you want and search around for it, and that'd be excellent. Any questions or comments, leave them below. Thanks for watching, see you later.